The Braxton family has been through breakups, scandals, money problems, and some of the most unforgettable reality TV fights. But what just happened between Trina Braxton and Tamar Braxton might be the final blow that ends their show forever. The moment insiders began leaking what Trina allegedly told Tamar backstage, people realized this wasn't regular sister drama anymore. This was a full-out emotional explosion years in the making. Trina reportedly snapped and told Tamar the one sentence nobody thought she would ever say out loud: "You ruined our show, and no man can stand you." Those 15 words sent shockwaves through the entire production set. Cast members froze, producers panicked, and Toni Braxton herself walked straight off set the moment things got uglier. And baby, when Toni walks off, something catastrophic has happened. So how did things fall apart so quickly? Why did Trina lose control the way she did? And why are insiders claiming that season 2 of The Braxtons might not even air because the sisters can't be in the same room without screaming, crying, or exposing old wounds? It all started when Tamar brought Ashley Braxton, their niece, onto the show and reopened a 16-year-old family secret involving a man who should have never had access to a teenager in the first place. The moment Tamar Braxton walked into production for season 2 with Ashley Braxton by her side, the energy on set shifted. It wasn't a normal shift either. Crew members who had filmed the sisters for years said it felt like a cold front had blown through the studio. Eyes widened, whispers started circulating instantly, and Trina Braxton's expression reportedly dropped the moment she saw Ashley walk in holding a mic pack. To everyone else, Ashley was their niece, Michael Braxton's daughter. But to Trina, Ashley represented something much heavier, a chapter of her past she refused to relive on camera, a chapter involving her ex-husband, Gabe, a marriage destroyed by cheating, lies, online scandals, and one rumor that nearly blew the family apart 16 years ago. Ashley had recently posted a video online hinting that one of her aunt's husbands behaved inappropriately toward her when she was still a teenager. She never named who, she never described the aunt, she never confirmed anything on the record. But the internet doesn't need full information to start connecting dots. Ashley said in her video that the man showed questionable behavior on television, behavior the world had seen. And the Braxton family had only one spouse whose on-air behavior was messy enough to leave breadcrumbs for fans: Gabe Solis. The internet began digging up old episodes of Braxton Family Values so quickly that hashtags formed within an hour. Clips resurfaced of Gabe's phone scandals, cheating stories, and shady online behavior. Threads popped up about his toxic marriage with Trina. And when one commenter wrote under Ashley's video, "Sounds like Trina and Gabe," Ashley didn't deny it. She liked the comment instantly. That like was all it took for thousands of fans to assume the worst. Trina saw all of this online. Days later, she walked into filming and saw Ashley stepping onto set with Tamar. To her, it felt like Tamar didn't come to film a show, she came to detonate a bomb. According to insiders, Trina pulled producers aside the moment she realized Ashley had been mic'd. She told them, very calmly at first, that Ashley should not be involved in the filming schedule, that her storyline would reopen trauma that didn't belong on camera, and that the family was not prepared to address something that serious in front of millions of viewers. But Tamar had already made up her mind. Tamar reportedly told producers, "This is real life. If y'all want a real show, stop censoring the truth." And that was the line that turned everything into a war zone. Trina felt her marriage, messy or not, was never meant to be ammunition for Tamar. She felt Tamar was using Ashley to destroy her reputation, rewrite the narrative of what actually happened back then, and force drama into the show to boost ratings. But Tamar insisted she was defending Ashley, not trying to expose Trina. And here's where things started cracking deeper. For years, Tamar has always been the most outspoken, emotional, reactive sister. She says what she's thinking, even if nobody wants to hear it. But when she told producers she wanted Ashley to tell her truth on camera, Trina heard something else entirely. Trina heard Tamar telling the world that Trina protected a man over a child. The sisters barely made it through the first filming day. According to crew members, every scene between Trina and Tamar had tension thick enough to slice through. Tamar would talk, Trina would stiffen. Trina would answer a question, Tamar would roll her eyes. Tawanda noticed every tiny motion and immediately took Trina's side. And then the real explosion happened. During a break in filming, Tamar posted a cryptic Instagram story about standing with people who were ignored when they needed family. Fans immediately connected it to Ashley. Screenshots started circulating everywhere. Trina saw the post while sitting in her dressing room and reportedly marched straight toward Tamar's door without waiting for cameras or producers. What happened next is the fight that shut the entire production down. Trina confronted Tamar and demanded to know why she was bringing this situation onto the show. Tamar yelled back that she wasn't bringing anything. Ashley was the one who shared her trauma, and Tamar wasn't going to silence her. Crew members said Trina's voice got calm, almost icy, the kind of calm that signals something about to snap. And then she said the line that leaked everywhere: "You ruined our show, and no man can stand you." That one sentence shook the entire room. Tamar froze, producers froze, even the sound guy reportedly took off his headphones because the tension became unbearable. Tamar's face dropped, not in anger, in hurt, because that line cut straight into something she has struggled with her entire adult life. Failed relationships, broken marriages, public heartbreaks, and a reputation for being too much. It wasn't just a drag, it was the deepest insult Trina could have chosen. Tamar screamed back, saying Trina had no right bringing her relationships into this, especially when Trina spent 12 years in a marriage that was falling apart on national television. Trina fired back, saying Tamar had no right weaponizing Ashley's trauma to rip open wounds the family buried years ago. The shouting got so loud that Trina Braxton herself walked in. Toni rarely raises her voice. She rarely gets involved. She avoids the chaos. But this time, she stepped in between them and demanded they stop. She reminded them of the promise they made after Tracy died, that they would try to stay together, try to heal, try not to tear each other down anymore. And Tamar looked Toni dead in the eyes and said, "You should be supporting Ashley, not protecting lies." That was the moment Toni walked off set completely. And when Toni left, production shut down. The second Toni Braxton walked out, the entire energy inside that building collapsed. Producers looked at each other with this silent panic, like they were witnessing something that couldn't be undone. Nobody expected Toni to intervene, let alone walk out. She was always the anchor, the calm one, the sister who kept things stable even when everyone else was at each other's throats. If she was done, then something truly catastrophic had happened. After Toni stormed off, Trina and Tamar were still staring each other down, breathing heavy, shaking with emotion, but not speaking. It was like both of them realized they had crossed a line they couldn't uncross, a line that reached deep into years of resentment, jealousy, misunderstandings, and stories they never fully told each other. The producers finally stepped in, telling them they needed to take a break, reset, and step away. But neither sister moved. Trina's jaw was clenched so tight you could see the muscles twitch. Tamar's eyes were glossy, but she wasn't crying. She was holding everything in. And when Tamar holds it in, that's usually worse than her yelling. The silence between them felt louder than the screaming from minutes earlier. Tawanda was standing near the hallway, watching everything. She didn't look shocked. She looked fed up, like she had seen this argument brewing long before cameras ever rolled. When producers asked her if she wanted to check on Toni, Tawanda said calmly, "She's okay. She's tired of the same cycle. We all are." And that one sentence said everything. The Braxton sisters weren't just fighting about Ashley or Gabe or the show. They were fighting about the weight of years. Years of secrets, years of pain, years of feeling misunderstood by each other. After the break, Trina was the first to walk away from the confrontation. She didn't go far, just to her dressing room, but she slammed the door so hard the wall shook. Tamar stayed in the hallway, pacing back and forth, breathing fast, wiping her face, but refusing to cry. One of the younger producers approached her gently, not wanting to get caught in the crossfire, and asked if she needed a moment alone. Tamar just shook her head and whispered, "She said no man can stand me. She really said that." That sentence replayed in her mind like a weapon. Tamar could take almost any insult, too dramatic, loud, extra, sensitive. But her relationships, her heartbreak, that was her weak spot, and Trina hit it without hesitation. But Trina wasn't sitting quietly either. Inside her dressing room, she was pacing just as hard, spiraling just as deep. One of the makeup artists who had worked with her for years tried to calm her down, but Trina was livid. She kept saying over and over, "She's using Ashley to attack me. She's doing this on purpose." And then, more quietly, "She's trying to make me look like I protected a man over family." That fear, that implication was eating her alive. Trina had spent years defending her marriage, even when it was falling apart publicly. She felt judged by her sisters, judged by viewers, judged by everyone for staying with Gabe as long as she did. For her, the marriage wasn't black and white. It wasn't love or hate. It was complicated, tangled in loyalty, fear, guilt, and hope that never fully materialized. And the idea that Tamar was bringing back that darkest chapter, it made her feel betrayed on a level she wasn't prepared to handle. Producers realized filming for the day was done. Not paused, done. They told everyone to pack up. Cameras were powered off, lights dimmed. The crew left in silence. The hallway, once full of noise and energy, now felt like a funeral home. Nobody spoke above a whisper. Tamar stayed until most of the crew was gone. She sat alone in the corner of the hallway, scrolling through her phone, rewatching Ashley's video, reading comments, refreshing cabs. She wasn't doing it to stir drama. She genuinely felt like she needed to protect Ashley because nobody protected her when she was a kid. She believed that deeply, passionately. And Tamar is the type of person who acts fast on emotion. But that emotional instinct, it was exactly what Trina feared. Tawanda eventually approached Tamar, keeping her voice calm. She told Tamar she understood why she felt protective, but the way she brought the situation into the show was blindsiding. Tamar didn't accept that, though. She said the family had years to address it privately and chose silence instead. That wasn't her problem anymore. Tawanda sighed, and for the first time all day, she sounded exhausted instead of angry. She told Tamar, "It's not that we're protecting anyone, it's that we're trying to protect what's left of this family." And Tamar responded calmly, "Then act like one. Family." And she walked away. The next day, production tried again to restart filming, but Tony didn't show up. She texted the studio saying she needed time and wouldn't participate until things calmed down. Tony never does that. She has always been the consummate professional, showing up even when she's sick, stressed, or annoyed. Her absence sent a message bigger than any argument. Trina arrived early, but she didn't go to hair and makeup. She sat in her dressing room with the lights off, staring at the floor, replaying the moment she told Tamar that no man could stand her. She didn't regret saying it, but she regretted the pain behind it. She regretted the truth inside it. Because deep down, Trina wasn't angry about the show being ruined. She was angry at how Tamar always seemed to get away with emotional chaos, how she brought storms wherever she went, and how the family always had to clean up afterward. Tamar showed up late, wearing sunglasses indoors, quiet but collected. She wasn't playing anymore. She wasn't interested in fixing anything. She walked straight to her dressing room and didn't speak to anyone. She didn't even greet the producers, who usually adore her. And then Ashley arrived. The moment Ashley walked in, everything froze again. She wasn't dressed for filming, she wasn't holding a mic, and she wasn't smiling. She looked nervous, confused, and emotionally drained. She had no idea how much she had triggered within the family or how badly the sisters were fighting because of her story resurfacing. She walked directly to Tamar's room first. They talked behind closed doors for almost an hour. Trina found out Ashley was there and immediately panicked. She begged producers not to let Ashley film. She begged them to postpone or cancel that day's shoot. She said she didn't have the emotional strength to face whatever was about to happen. The producers were stuck in an impossible position. On one side, they had a triggering emotional storyline that could destroy the family. On the other, they had ratings gold. Reality TV loves mess. But even they knew this was too dark, too heavy, too painful. Finally, they made the call. No filming with Ashley. Not today. When Tamar heard that, she slammed her dressing room door and reportedly said they were silencing the wrong person. She accused the producers of protecting Trina at the expense of the truth. She accused the family of running from accountability. And then she dropped a bomb that nobody expected. She said if Ashley wasn't allowed to speak, she would. The moment Tamar said she would speak if Ashley couldn't, everything inside that building went still. It was like the air dropped 10 degrees. Producers looked at each other with that same wide-eyed panic they had the day before. Nobody wanted Tamar, of all people, to be the one telling a story filled with trauma, accusations, and details that only Ashley should be sharing. Not because they didn't believe her, but because Tamar's delivery was unpredictable. She could say one sentence and start a wildfire across the entire internet in 5 seconds. Trina heard about Tamar's threat before producers even finished processing it. The news traveled through the building like a crack of thunder. One of the hairstylists whispered it to a sound tech, who whispered it to a set assistant, who rushed directly to Trina's door. Trina's reaction was immediate. She stood up so fast, the chair hit the wall. She said very quietly, "If Tamar says one word about my marriage, I'm done with this show forever." And she meant every syllable. Trina wasn't afraid of criticism. She wasn't afraid of online comments. She wasn't even afraid of conflict within the family. But she was terrified of Tamar telling a story that didn't belong to her, especially a story that could paint Trina as the aunt who ignored a young girl's pain. Whether the rumors were true or not, whether the internet guessed correctly or not, Trina wasn't going to let Tamar define her past for the world. Outside her dressing room, the hallway filled with quiet chaos. Staff members were whispering, pacing, trying to figure out how to stop something that felt unstoppable. Every time Tamar dug her heels in, she became impossible to shift, and she was dug in deep this time. Meanwhile, inside Tamara's room, Ashley was sitting beside her, wringing her hands, trying to hold back tears. She had no idea filming had turned into a complete disaster. She told Tamar she never meant to cause this level of drama. All she wanted was to feel heard. She explained that she had spent years trying to understand whether she should have spoken up sooner, whether her experience mattered, or whether the family would ever acknowledge what happened to her emotionally. Tamara listened carefully, nodding as Ashley spoke. She wasn't pushing her, she wasn't using her, despite what the rest of the family believed. Tamara genuinely felt empathy for Ashley, and she genuinely believed Ashley deserved a voice. But Tamara's empathy sometimes came with fire instead of gentleness, and that fire was burning the showdown. Tamara finally said, "If you're not ready to tell it, you don't have to. I can tell what I know. I don't need all the details." And Ashley's eyes widened. She told Tamar she didn't want that. She didn't want her pain retold through someone else. Even if it came from a place of love, she didn't want her story shaped by anyone but herself. That stopped Tamara for a moment. She looked conflicted. She wanted to protect Ashley, but she also wanted the truth out. She wanted accountability, something she felt the Braxton family had hidden from for too long. She wanted transparency, closure, some kind of justice. But Ashley didn't want the internet adding chaos to something so personal. She just wanted her feelings validated. And she told Tamar that the show wasn't the place for healing if healing required destroying the rest of the family. Meanwhile, Trina was unraveling. She was pacing her room, mumbling, trying to steady her breath. At one point, she whispered, "Why is it always me? Why am I always the villain?" And those who heard her knew it wasn't a performance. Trina had spent her entire adult life being the sister people labeled as the messy one, the unlucky one, the one who couldn't keep her marriage together, the one who made bad decisions. She hated that narrative. She hated that viewers often didn't see the full truth behind the chaos she lived through. So when Tamar threatened to tell it, Trina wasn't just afraid, she was humiliated. Producers decided they needed an emergency meeting with both sisters present, not to film, but to mediate. They wanted everything off camera until they could stabilize the environment. The meeting was supposed to be neutral, quiet, calm. But when Tamar and Trina entered the conference room, the tension nearly cracked the walls. They didn't sit next to each other, they didn't say hello, they didn't look at each other. The only sound was the clicking of a producer's pen. The producers explained that Ashley would not be filming, that they understood the sensitivity of the situation, and that they wanted to keep the show focused on healing, not re-traumatizing anyone. Tamar nodded, pretending she agreed. Trina stiffened, cautious but hopeful. Then Tamar spoke. She said, "I'm not here to hurt Trina. I'm here because Ashley deserves support, and I'm the only one giving it." Trina snapped immediately. She leaned forward, eyes blazing, and said, "Support doesn't mean dragging my marriage through the mud. Support doesn't mean destroying our show. Support doesn't mean calling me a liar in front of millions." Tamar shot back, "I never lied on you. I'm lifting up Ashley." Trina responded, "You're lifting yourself up with her pain. That's what you always do. You take everything and turn it into your storyline." Those words cut Tamar deep because they weren't coming from a troll, a critic, or an online hater. They were coming from her sister, someone who knew her patterns, her vulnerabilities, her emotional weaknesses. Trina knew exactly which words would sting the most. Tamar's voice softened, almost breaking, as she said, "You think I want to relive my own trauma through hers? You think I'm doing this for attention? You don't even call Ashley. You didn't check on her once." And for the first time, Trina's face cracked. She blinked, taken aback, because she knew Tamar was right. She hadn't checked on Ashley. She didn't reach out. She avoided the situation entirely, not because she didn't care, but because she didn't know how to face something so heavy. She didn't know how to face the possibility that someone she loved had hurt someone else she loved. But Trina wasn't ready to admit that, so she fought back. She told Tamar she was using the situation as a weapon. She said Tamar had a pattern of blowing things up whenever the spotlight shifted away from her. She said Tamar was always the center of chaos and couldn't handle being anything else. The producers could feel the conversation crashing again. They tried to steer it back to solutions, asking both sisters whether they could continue filming the season. Trina said she needed boundaries. Tamar said she needed honesty. Tawanda, who had been silent the entire meeting, suddenly spoke. She said, "This family hasn't been honest with each other for decades. Don't act like Tamar is the only one with secrets." The room went silent. That sentence wasn't just a comment, it was a dare, a challenge, a reminder that the Braxton sisters all carried emotional baggage they never unpacked. And if Tamar kept pushing, everything, every secret, every wound might come spilling out. And that is exactly what producers feared the most. As the meeting ended, Tamar stood up first. She looked at Trina one last time and said, "You hurt me more than you think." And she walked out. Trina didn't chase her. She didn't apologize. She didn't even breathe deeply. She just stared down at the table, frozen in a storm of guilt, fear, and resentment. And that moment set the stage for the final explosion. When Tamar walked out of that conference room, leaving Trina sitting there in silence, the entire production team knew they were standing on the edge of something irreversible. The kind of fracture families don't always recover from, the kind that doesn't just hurt in the moment, but leaves scars that last years. Trina stayed seated long after everyone else had left. The producers tried to gently wrap up the meeting, but Trina couldn't move. She just stared at the table like she was trying to replay her entire life in her head. Every decision, every misstep, every time she stayed silent when she should have spoken, and every time she spoke when she should have stayed silent. Tawanda eventually walked over, placing a hand on Trina's shoulder. She didn't lecture her, she didn't pick sides. She just whispered, "You okay?" And that was enough to break something inside Trina. She didn't cry out loud, she just exhaled shakily, like she had been holding her breath for 20 years. Meanwhile, Tamar walked down the hallway with Ashley right behind her, both of them still emotional but trying to stay composed. Tamar wasn't angry anymore. She wasn't screaming. She was defeated, exhausted, done. And that scared producers more than her fire ever did, because when Tamar goes quiet, that's when she starts making decisions she won't go back on. Ashley gently asked her if she wanted to call it a day. Tamar didn't respond right away. She just looked at Ashley and said, "I'm not giving up on you, but I can't break myself just to get this family to listen." Ashley nodded, understanding more than she ever had before. She wasn't trying to turn the sisters against each other. She just wanted the pain she carried to matter to someone besides her. After everything settled slightly, Tony returned to the set later that evening, hoping to check on everyone individually. She didn't want to film, she didn't want to lecture, she just wanted to make sure her sisters were emotionally stable enough to go home without more damage being done. When she found Trina, she hugged her tightly. Trina clung to Tony like she hadn't had support in weeks. She whispered, "I didn't want this. I didn't want any of this." Tony, ever the calm voice, said softly, "We can't run from the truth, but we can't let it destroy us either." Then she met with Tamar. Tamar's room was quiet, lights off, her shoes kicked off in a corner, Ashley sitting nearby looking overwhelmed. Tony sat down beside Tamar and didn't say anything for a long time. Eventually, she said, "You're hurting. Trina's hurting. Everybody's hurting." Tamar kept her head down. She didn't want to fold. She didn't want to cry. She didn't want to seem weak. But when Tony put her hand on her back, Tamar finally whispered, "She said no man can stand me." And Tony closed her eyes because she knew how deeply that cut. Tony told her gently, "I know, it wasn't right, but she's scared. You both are. Y'all need to breathe before you break something you can't fix." Tamar nodded, but didn't commit. She felt misunderstood all over again. By the next day, production released a quiet memo to the cast. All filming was officially paused until further notice. They said they needed time to reassess the direction of the show, address emotional safety, and create a safe environment for everyone involved. Trina interpreted the memo as proof that Tamar really did ruin the show the way she accused her of. Tamar thought the memo confirmed the family couldn't handle the truth. The sisters weren't speaking to each other by then. Not on camera, not off camera, not through text, nothing. Tawanda tried to call Tamar once, but Tamar ignored it. She tried to call again the next day, ignored again. Eventually, Tawanda gave up, realizing Tamar was choosing distance over forced connection. Reconciliation. She didn't blame her, but it still hurt. Ashley eventually went home, feeling guilty and responsible, even though none of this was her fault. She sent Trina a long message apologizing if she had caused any pain, but Trina didn't respond. Not because she didn't care, but because she didn't know how to respond without reopening wounds too raw to touch. A few days later, before cameras could fully shut down the set, Trina posted a message online that said, "To everyone who has distanced themselves from me, kindly stay there." It was short, sharp, and very clearly directed at someone. Everyone knew who. The internet exploded instantly. Comment sections filled with people choosing sides again. Some said Tamara was a drama magnet who ruined every opportunity she touched. Others said Trina was deflecting blame, refusing accountability, and hiding behind silence. The debate became so intense that producers had to disable comments on the show's official page. And then something unexpected happened. Tamara went live. Her voice wasn't angry, it wasn't dramatic, it was calm, painfully calm. She said she wasn't going to talk about anyone specifically. She wasn't going to drag Trina. She wasn't going to blame anyone. All she said was, "Families break when silence becomes louder than truth." And she ended the live after just 3 minutes. Trina watched it. So did Tawanda. So did Tony. None of them responded publicly. Tamara's message wasn't a threat. It wasn't a warning. It was a surrender. She was tired of fighting, tired of explaining, tired of carrying resentment. But a few hours later, another blow landed, this one from Tawanda's world. Tawanda's wedding photos came out. Beautiful, classy, full of tears and laughter. But the caption under one of the posts read, "Surrounded by everyone who supports my peace." And that line was loud, very loud, especially considering Tamara wasn't invited. When fans realized Tamara wasn't present at the wedding, speculation turned into chaos. People accused Tawanda of being petty, of being jealous, of punishing Tamar. Others said Tamara didn't deserve an invitation given how much trouble she caused last season. And some fans outright attacked Trina in the comments, claiming the entire family was covering up something darker. Trina finally broke her silence and responded to one comment, defending herself, saying, "You don't know the whole story." But she didn't elaborate. She couldn't. She was too afraid of what might come out if everyone started speaking their truth at the same time. And that's when producers made the final call. Filming for season 2 would remain on hold indefinitely. Not canceled, not renewed, just frozen. Because nobody could promise they could be in the same room again without reopening the same wounds. 3 sisters, 3 sides, 1 niece caught in the crossfire, and a legacy that once made the Braxtons one of reality TV's most beloved families, now hanging by a thread. The truth is, families don't fall apart from one fight. They fall apart piece by piece, silence by silence, wound by wound. And right now, the Braxton sisters are fighting battles they never healed from in the first place. And unless they find a way to speak honestly, without screaming, without blaming, without running, their show might not be the only thing they lose. If you've made it this far, then you already know this situation is nowhere near simple. It's emotional, it's generational, it's painful, and it's pushing the Braxton family into territory they've never walked publicly before. Whatever happens next, whether season 2 comes back, whether the sisters sit down to heal, or whether things stay fractured, one thing is clear. This wasn't just TV drama. These were real wounds from real people who have loved, hurt, and disappointed each other for decades. So what do you think? Is Tamar wrong for standing by Ashley and pushing the truth forward? Or is Trina right for trying to protect her past? And keep the family from breaking apart on camera? Do you think they can fix this? Do you think season 2 can even survive this level of tension? Or has the show finally reached the point where the Braxton sisters need to step away from the spotlight completely? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tell me who you think crossed the line, who was trying to help, and who was trying to hide. Because this story is far from over. Like this video, hit subscribe, and share it with someone who follows the Braxtons. Because trust me, the next chapter of this family drama is going to be even messier than the one we just covered. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one.